Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Garden City Community Chat. This is episode number 518. It is Thursday, March the 4th, 2021. I am your host, Kerry. Also joining me tonight is the most dedicated weatherman in the business, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing?
Doing well. Little on the chillier side today.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And longtime Garden City resident and former Garden City councilman and dedicated co-host, Mr. Mike Jones. Mike, how are you?
I'm excellent, Kerry, but I'm getting better.
Awesome. Hey, we hope you're all safe and doing well. Tonight, we're happy to have with us a very well-known name in several Garden City residents. Mr. Mark Gutman is here. He retired as Director of Student Services, former principal of Garden City West, Garden City East, and Garden City High School. Quite the resume. He is also the creator of the Garden City newsletter as well. So he'll be here shortly to share with us why he started the newsletter, how he wound up in Garden City, and much more. We're really looking forward to chatting with Mark, so stay tuned for that. But first up, Dr. Tom will be here with the latest weather forecast for us. Joe Bartley is back once again with more important tax tips. I'll have the latest COVID numbers, and Mike, you have quite a few announcements tonight, I believe.
That is correct, Kerry.
Yeah, awesome. So stay tuned for that. So go ahead and grab your favorite beverage or snack, and we hope that you'll join us for the next hour or so right here live from Garden City, Michigan. Now, before we get started, we want to thank all of our listeners and followers of the show who tune in every Thursday night, not only here from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We want you to know that your support is greatly appreciated. So please continue to watch, share, and listen. And remember, if your community has any events, announcements, or cancellations due to COVID, what should they do, Mike?
They should email us, Kerry.
Exactly. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook at facebook.com/gcchat. And we'll be more than happy to announce that information for you. Okay, we have a lot to get to and a great show tonight. And remember, if you have any questions or comments or concerns for our guest or any of us here tonight, be sure to type them in the comments section if you're watching us live on Facebook. Or text your questions to 734-788-9319, and we'll do our best to get them answered for you. All right, let's get Tom in here with the latest check of the weather, and then we're going to spend some time chatting with Mr. Mark Gutman, so stand by. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. How you doing, Tom?
Doing well. Like you guys were talking about, definitely much more colder than we have been dealing with the past week or so. And if you even had some good eyesight, you saw a little something in the sky from time to time.
Yeah.
But we don't want to talk about that.
Right.
But definitely much colder day out there. But the good news is that's not going to last for too much longer. The colder weather will continue, unfortunately, into the overnight hours.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to get much colder tonight with the skies clearing late in the day today. And we'll probably end up in around 20 degrees for overnight low. So definitely a cold night out there. And as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it looks like a picture-perfect week, at least weather-wise. There's going to be a lot of sunshine, little clouds to really speak of, and the temperatures are they'll be okay. I mean, they're not going to be super warm, but they'll be in the low 40s during that period. And the reason why is because the winds just aren't going to really be lining up into bringing the warmth in during that time frame. But nevertheless, you're definitely going to see a bright and sunny time as we get into those 3 days. And then as we get into next week, that's when we're going to deal with some changes in the cards for us. And don't worry, it's not anything to freak out about if you want some snow. I don't see any snow in the forecast
Yay.
into the foreseeable future, at least. Because I mean, last week I pulled the trigger and I said
Yep.
that I called it unofficially spring, and I still hold that promise.
Yep.
I don't really see any problems. It just gets colder at night. I mean, that's common for the month of March out there. But during the daytime hours, you definitely see a nice rebound out there, and that will be the case as we get into next week as the winds shift into more of a southerly direction, and those temperatures are going to respond very quickly as we get into Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures are going to increase significantly. They'll probably be in the upper 50s to lower 60s for high temperatures as we get into the early part of next week. And then as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, that's when our next storm system begins to move into our neck of the woods. So we'll see a lot more cloud cover as we get into next week than the next few days. And it will also bring us some precip. And this is the first storm in a while that I could say it's going to be all rain with this system. I don't really say that too often, especially in the month of March, because you know that it can get a little hairy here and there with some winter storms. But that is definitely not the case this time around. We'll see all rain with this system, and that will move in late on Wednesday and continue on and off Wednesday into Thursday, and then we'll move out by Friday. And temperatures during that time frame will be similar to Monday and Tuesday. We'll probably be in the upper 50s to lower 60s. So that trend will continue all during the week. And the only cooler day will be on Friday behind that system. We'll probably be into the lower 50s. So just edging it down just a little bit, but still fairly seasonable out there. And as we get into a little bit of the future of March out there for us, I don't really see any bigger I guess you could say cool downs or warm ups. It's going to kind of stay on the steadier pattern, but overall on the more milder side than the colder side. As we get into the mid portion of March, we're definitely going to see those temperatures continue to stay on the relatively mild side, with temperatures overall in the 40s to lower 50s. So we're definitely going to see that transition into more of a steady state, milder air, which is what I was expecting. So that's some good news. But we're definitely not really seeing much in the way of colder air masses moving in. And the later we get into March, it's just not going to happen. So that 1 week in February was the worst week for you guys if you don't like winter, because that week was a cold and snowy week. And that is now a distant memory as we really begin to get into some much milder air as we get into next week, and some more rain chances. So that's definitely in the cards as we get into next week. And expanding outward and talking about some other weather, overall across the country, it's fairly quiet, which is something I like to talk about because it's definitely not been quiet as we talked about the last few weeks. And overall, there really isn't much weather to talk about. The storm system will be next week is the one to talk about that will be moving across the country, bringing us rain. And into the mid portion of next week, we'll probably bring some potential severe weather across the central U.S. And believe it or not, there will be snow with that system, but it will be well north of us into the around the Canadian border. So those storm systems will still be moving through, but it's just not as active. So enjoy the quieter weather pattern as we get into this weekend and into next week, early next week. So enjoy the mild temperatures, enjoy the sunshine. If you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com.
All right. Good job. Hey, Scott Archer from Carrot Stick Sports wants to know, will it be golf weather pretty soon?
Definitely. If you're a hardier bunch out there, early next week will look nice. I mean, temperatures in the 50s and 60s, relatively speaking, in Michigan, that's pretty nice for us. I mean, 40s, we're out in shorts. So
sure.
Take it what you will. But the next few days definitely will be nice. So enjoy it.
Right. Okay. Thank you, sir. Hey, I do want to give a shout out to a few people that are in there watching tonight. Kathy Ward, hope you feel better soon, Kathy. She's in there with 101 temperature. So,
ouch.
Yeah. So,
Mr. meeting today.
Yeah. Tina Wing, she's in there. Aaron Baker from Remax Cornerstone Real Estate. Jennifer Rice is in there. Hello, Jennifer. Mayor Randy Walker's in there. How you doing, Mayor? Scott Archer, Anna Archer from Two Archer Salon. Also, Pastor Combs is in there, and he wants an announcement on the TAP program. It's having a food giveaway at Garden City First Church at 6443 Merriman on March 20th, and that will be at 12 noon. Volunteers can come at 9 a.m. to help pack food. Donations welcome. Any questions, you can call the pastor at 313-595-7810. And that is in the comment section of tonight's show if you want to write that down. Let's see. Dennis Best is in there. How you doing, Dennis? Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. Speaking of Mayor Walker, he gave me this information today that Wayne County COVID-19 vaccine is going to be available for senior citizens age 65 and older who reside in one of the following zip codes. So I want to get this out here early. Dearborn, Inkster, Melvindale, Redford, Dearborn Heights, Garden City, and Allen Park. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to complete the record of COVID-19 vaccine form by going to cityofdearborn.org/COVID. That's cityofdearborn.org/COVID. And you can schedule your vaccine appointment. You're going to be asked to fill out a questionnaire, give your name, email address, phone number, zip code, and answer the required questions. And then you're going to pick out the date and time that you want. You can arrive no more than 5 minutes early, bring a valid photo ID, and complete the record of COVID-19 vaccination form. Bring that with you as well. So good news there if you are looking to get your vaccine. Also, the mayor had mentioned that 90 senior citizens at the Garden City Senior Tower in Garden City were vaccinated. That was in conjunction with the Dearborn Heights Fire Department. So we want to thank the mayor and Dearborn Heights Fire Department for that as well. Good information there, right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. Just a quick reminder, our show streams live every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. So we hope that you'll set aside some time to join us, and be sure to invite your friends to join in as well. Also, if you go to our Facebook page, be sure to like the page, follow us, and that way you'll be reminded whenever our show is streaming live. You can also get more information and contact us as well by visiting our website at gccommunitychat.com. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. I'm sure he is a well-known name among several of you, especially if you were in school during the GC West and GC East era. Please welcome Mr. Mark Gutman to the show. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, Kerry. How about you?
We're doing great. Hey, thanks. Whoops. Sorry. Thanks for coming
I've
on.
been kicked out of better places.
Thanks for being here tonight.
My pleasure. Although it only took us 2 years to do it.
Yeah, and that is my fault. Actually, Cheryl is the one that says, how come you've never had Mark Gutman on the show? And I go, oh my God.
No, you've asked me for 2 years and I kept saying no.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, okay. I'll go with that.
Your show is really good for Garden City. Garden City is a close-knit community, even if you don't live in Garden City.
Yeah.
And so that kind of thing helps.
Well, I appreciate that. And
Your newsletter is good for Garden City, too.
Exactly. And we're going to get into that, too. First, let me ask you, Mark, the family's doing well. Everybody's doing well, right?
We just finished our second COVID shots, but we're still staying isolated.
Mm-hmm.
I know in some areas you don't say it, but we're wearing masks.
Yeah, that's good. As I said earlier, you have quite the resume. So let's first start at the beginning. What was it that brought you to Garden City, and how did you wind up here?
First of all, I never heard of Garden City. And then as a high school senior, unbeknownst to my parents, actually I lied and said I was going to drive maybe 5 blocks from the house. I went to Ann Arbor, but when I left Ann Arbor, it was a snowstorm. So I pulled off the freeway. I was totally lost. And I picked this road to exit called Ford Road. Didn't know anything about that either. There was a sign eventually that said Garden City. Move forward about 4 years, and I'm working on my master's degree. And Garden City was halfway between where I was living in Detroit and in Ypsilanti. And so that's how I got tied to Garden City. And then I subbed for 2 years. I've been involved with Garden City since 1962.
Wow.
Well, and that's why I know, a lot of the history.
Sure.
And that's kind of where the newsletter started. People would, ask me questions about way back when and whatever. And slowly but surely I'd publish it. And it really started out with a lot of obituaries. And so from there, it grew a lot of people sharing information. It's kind of a fun project for me. I just saw
Garden City West is best. You see that, right?
I know Dirk.
Dirk Werhan. Yep. I mean, if I said Dearborn Heights, Mayor Walker said it's Dearborn Fire Department, not Heights. So my correction. Sorry about that. My bad. Let's see what else we got here. So you were principal at Garden City West, Garden City East, and Garden City High School.
Yes, during the years when everybody was angry about which school was going to become the consolidated high school.
Yeah,
like a war zone.
So you were first at West, is that correct?
When I came to Garden City, I started out at Berger Junior High teaching English.
Okay.
And then went to West because I had a principal named Dave Singer at Berger who said, "What are you going to do in 2 years?" I said, "I want your job." So he decided to mentor me. Now you have to get the heck out of Berger and go to the high school. So, and that seems to be a stepping stone, and that's kind of what happened.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It is.
And you retired as Director of Student Services, right?
Yes. But then I came back as a sub-administrator for many years.
Okay.
And when that came to an end, I volunteered for 5 years at the Resource Center as a family therapist, and I loved it.
Right.
Actually, I've loved every step of the way.
Yeah, you've done a lot for the city, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know about that, but Garden City's been good to me.
Yeah.
And the people in it have been fabulous.
It's a great community, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And very tight.
And I've heard several people, when they found out that you were going to be on the show tonight, say how they really appreciated you, that you really put the students first beyond anything else.
I learned a lesson when I went to Berger. It was a real awakening because I came from a community that when they announced a marriage, it said graduated U of M, graduated, in Garden City, graduated Garden City High School. So it was a cultural shock, to me.
Yeah.
And then I realized Garden City people are the salt of the earth. These are the ones that go to work every day. These are the people who build the cars.
Real blue collar.
Blue collar beautifully. And not only blue collar, but really concerned families. And
yeah, they really are.
Very, very cooperative people. Once in a while you'd have a problem, but.
Yeah. Now, Director of Student Services, what did that entail exactly?
Oh, boy.
I never told him what I did. I closed the door. No. Every year, more and more was added to the job. I was basically, first of all, I was the spokesman for the district because superintendent was smart enough to know that you don't want to go on the air. You don't want to be quoted. If anybody screws up, let it be the underling. So I did that. I handled all of the complaints that went beyond the principals. So if it was an appeal, that kind of thing. Expulsions, we did have a number of those during the drug years.
Yeah.
So, and by and large, it was just problem solving.
Oh, okay.
which is really up my alley. I love doing it.
Right. Now, are you involved in any way with the schools at all right now, or just enjoying retirement?
I finally got to the point about 3 years ago when I just retired, but I still, do some things in the city.
Well, you're connected. Now, you started the Garden City newsletter. Let's talk about that. How long has that been in the works? And
That started around 1996, about a year or two before I retired.
wow.
And it was just, sending out notes to people. Then others would say, well, can you put me on that list? And it grew to, at one point, if I could straighten out my contact list on my computer, it was about 1,000 that I was sending to.
Wow.
And then we put it on certain Facebook accounts. So potentially it's a large number.
Sure. And what compelled you to start writing it to begin with?
I've always done that.
Okay.
I'm an English major, and I was lousy, but at least I could cover it up. So I did the newsletter for the Garden City Rotary. I still do an educational newsletter.
Oh,
When my wife was a teacher in Dearborn, we did a secretive newsletter. Only a few people knew who did it, but it was ridiculing the staff.
oh,
And
Yeah, you don't want to publicize that too widely.
the guy's deaf now. The
got a
principal.
lot of people in there watching. That's
It's just my kind of thing to do is to write.
right. Well, that's good.
I've known Mark for years.
Go ahead, Mike.
So I've known Mark for years. When I first got on the school board,
Yep.
I met Mark, and he's been an important part of this community for a long time.
Well, we did a test last night, Mark and myself, and we talked about you. So your ears were ringing, right?
Well, Mike was my boss when he was on the board.
It was all good though.
Garden City's been lucky. The boards of education, by and large, have been really supportive.
Yes.
And Mike's era boards were powerhouses in a positive sense. They didn't mind telling you when you screwed up.
Uh-huh.
It was okay. You need a board that cares.
I want to put a couple of comments up here. Dirk wanted to thank you for helping him get into the Air Force Academy back in '72.
Wow.
What's the story there?
Well, we had people from the academies come to the school.
Right.
And then they would take some of us aside
Mm-hmm.
and ask, what's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dirk, his sister, they're terrific people.
Mm-hmm.
The Werhane family is an excellent family. And so it was easy.
Yeah, they are awesome.
And Dirk was a real success in the military.
We actually saw Paul and Lynn, his daughter, today. Here's a good one for you. This is from Eileen Murray.
Oh,
You know Bob Murray, right?
I know Eileen too.
Eileen says you're a swell guy, but ask him why he threw my husband out of school his senior
You know
year.
what?
That's got to be Bob.
To me, that was classic. I came from a very liberal community. When I came to Garden City, the rules, in my mind, were insane.
Uh-huh.
If a kid was suspended, if a kid was with alcohol, cigarettes, 25 consecutive school days, mandatory.
Wow.
There also was a hair code.
Yeah, long hair, right?
Oh, yeah. This is when I really got to love Bob Murray. And seriously.
Uh-huh.
So Bob has long hair. So I have to call his mother and apologize for suspending him.
Oh, no.
So, well, this is where Bob was a hero.
Yeah.
Bob goes to the Garden City Guardian Review, which,
Oh, wow.
okay, that's the original paper,
Yeah.
has a picture, front page, and the title is, "And the 10th one goes to West." He went to East, took pictures of 9 East High students, and his hair was in there too.
Oh, no.
So the central office, the superintendent, was really upset. I thought Bob was a hero, so I didn't do a thing to him. I mean, it was wonderful.
That's awesome.
I
That
know.
is so yeah. She says it was a fun story.
Yeah, when I knew Bob Murray, he did not have long hair.
Oh, he had no hair.
Exactly.
He makes me look like I'm not bald. But he's one of the brightest people that ever went through that town.
Mayor Walker said great memories at GC West with Mr. Gutman in the hallways, keeping things in order.
You know, Randy Walker is another powerhouse
Uh-huh.
who really cares about the city, and I have great respect for him.
You probably got a lot of good stories about these people.
Oh, yeah, some I can't tell, but, but Randy has no bad stories.
Okay, that's good.
Randy's a good guy.
But
So,
anything you want to say about him, though?
well, I just said it.
Okay.
You know, Randy and I just sat and talked. I guess it was maybe 8, 9 months ago in Garden City Park, and just talked. And it's like, to say it's family sounds corny, but
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's a tight knit family, really. Community family.
When I was working at the Family Resource Center on election days, I would go in there and, harass people. And, you knew the voters, you knew the people who were working there. We even sent in pizzas a couple times
Mm-hmm.
when the city wouldn't send them in.
Somebody you know very well is in there. Mr. Gutman was a world-class administrator and a great role model as a leader. He also happens to be an excellent dad. And that's from Andy Gutman.
I know him.
I hope so.
That's a great statement, really is.
I can verbally attack and argue with a lot of people. And one of the highlights of my life with my sons, they're really quick thinkers. And I learned years ago, they were never going to learn mechanics from me. They were never going to be able to repair anything from me. And so I taught them skills at verbalizing, and they're really skilled.
Okay.
And we used to do it 3-4 times a year. It's a little tougher now.
Uh-huh.
But Ken and Andy and I would go to breakfast.
Oh, cool.
And we would just tear each other into shreds. If you had a flaw, you were a good target.
Oh boy.
My kids have done real well. We got 3 grandchildren that we love to death.
Yeah.
So
Very proud of them. Very proud. That's awesome. You also done some counseling you had mentioned at the Family Resource Center and also at the Oakland Psychological Clinic, eh?
yes.
Tell us about that.
When I retired, was to go into private counseling,
Mm-hmm.
which I started the year before I retired, the private counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it out of my home.
Okay.
Then when I retired, I did that again, an additional period, never more than 10 clients a week. Because I never wanted to say, here's 1 hour session.
Sure.
You're really on the brink of getting some success out of it.
Uh-huh.
And then finally, I decided to go to work for Oakland Psychological Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for a year, and that ended because 9/11 hit.
Mm.
And when 9/11 hit, half the clients didn't come. I was reading more books than I read for my bachelor's degree in literature.
Wow.
So I just closed that up and went back to private practice.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Interesting.
Well, I love counseling.
Yeah.
And that only stopped about 3 years ago here. It was time to just enjoy life. But, I waited a long time.
Yeah. I remember when Cheryl and I were volunteering for the book sale at Maplewood, we'd run into you and a couple times and you were waiting for, clients. What do we got here? Lynn Hammond says, this is Paul Werhand's daughter. My family went through the long hair problem too. My dad showed up at the school with his hair the same length as Dirk's and mentioned that it didn't get in the way of learning. It was a tough rule. Glad it got worked out. And you didn't agree with it. I mean, let's face it. You didn't agree with it. You thought it was ridiculous.
You have to be reasonable hair has nothing to, well, you can see it now.
Right.
Sometimes you can make a case for how you dress having an effect.
Mm-hmm.
But long hair, no. 25 days to suspend a kid's school days,
Wow, that's ridiculous.
unreasonable.
Yeah.
Totally unreasonable. In fact, I had to suspend one football player. He walked right by me after a football game, and I could smell the alcohol.
Oh,
And because I was a chain smoker of cigars at the time, my sense of smell wasn't good. So I had to suspend him 25 days. I called the superintendent and said, I don't want to do it. I had no choice.
yeah.
Thanks to Facebook, I was actually able to locate him about 5 years ago,
Okay.
contacted him and apologized.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's a
It
human,
bothered you.
it's
It
a,
bothered you.
it's a human industry. And if you don't create a personal relationship with people,
Mm-hmm.
you lose.
Yeah.
And with Garden City people and most of the people we have in our lives, and Lorena and I live in maybe 5 different areas.
Uh-huh.
People we have as neighbors, people I've had as friends in the past, people Lorene's had, Garden City people. And there's at least 1 or 2 other groups that just have made the Air Force cut it off. Hey, Dirk.
He says, yeah, cut their hair off anyway. Yep. Being a veteran sailor, yeah, I can testify to that too.
Now the personal stuff helps. And it actually helped in the counseling at the resource center because sometimes people would come in
Mm-hmm.
and one father, for instance, said, I'm not coming to counseling. Fathers were terrible to try and get into counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, your dad's first name is? Yeah, how do you know him? I said, well, how do we get him on the phone? I think he'll get you to come. And the guy came.
Wow.
So it was cool.
Dirk says his mom didn't even recognize him.
After the Air Force cut his hair.
Yeah.
Is Mark still in Rotary?
You still in Rotary, Mark?
Yes, but I don't drive to Garden City as often. I used to come all the time. COVID kind of killed a lot of it. So I used to meet a lot of people for lunch and
Right.
for dinner, and included Gary and Cheryl, and that made it more difficult. I have had a Garden City dentist up until about 6 months ago,
Okay.
and
Yeah, it's really knocked the heck out of a lot of people.
well,
Yeah, normally you're at this time you're in Florida, correct?
yes, but to go to Florida now with the insanity and no rules,
The relaxed rules there, yeah.
well,
A risk, really a risk.
well about the governor because I've talked to a number of my friends are in business,
Uh-huh.
and it's hurt business when she closes certain things down. So I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just lost my train of thought, I must be older, Mike.
In Florida. Yeah,
No,
you were talking about being in Florida.
well,
and
no, I'm beyond Florida. Essentially, forget it. Go to the next subject. I'll come back.
You're talking about the safety concerns about being in Florida, and
Oh yeah, when the governor started closing these things down, and I understand why business people would not like that.
Right.
Our statistics were down to recently 1,000 cases a day, 1,500. In Florida was 6,000 and 7,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Ours is actually
he brags about it.
yeah.
Florida governor brags about how great a job they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, he's doing a real disservice and he's killing his people.
Yeah.
Well, and then you have Texas and you have Mississippi as well.
Oh, Texas.
Opening up 100%. So
I know.
I think President Biden was way off when he said implied that the Texas governor was using Neanderthal thinking. I mean, that's a real insult to Neanderthals.
No, I think, when it comes to, thanks, Eileen. No, I think what we have to do now, look, there's 2 sides to this last election, and they're firmly built, instilled in people. I think now's the time to stop doing that stuff. Let's just see what we can do together. Otherwise, we're going nowhere.
Yeah.
Now's not the time for politics.
Totally
stopped-
agree.
Yeah, I stopped bringing up the subject.
Yeah. Right.
Although my oldest son told his kids, do not ask your grandfather about the election.
Yeah, right. Let me tell you, boy, it can divide a lot of families. That's for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of reasons for people voting. A neighbor told me like 20 years ago, people don't vote on major issues. They vote on singular issues, and they're usually social.
Uh-huh.
So abortion, um,
Yeah.
and that's the key one right now. You have a lot of people who would tell you that their religion says they can't wear masks, and they really have to vote against anybody who's in favor of abortion.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's tough. It's really
Yeah.
tough.
right?
Let me ask you now, with the rules that were in effect when you were there and you objected to them, when did that really start changing? How did that start to change?
Well, the hair thing started with Bob Murray,
Okay. So that was,
and the superintendent at that time was a man named Don Shader. He didn't stay long, but he wouldn't even allow teachers to wear pants
oh, wow.
until his wife bought a pair.
Okay. Female teachers, right?
Female teachers.
Yeah.
There was a rule when I came that a girl's skirt had to be below her knee when she got on the ground and stood
Certainly.
on her knees.
Wow.
I refused to do it because I got called in, and he said, how can you not enforce it? Didn't you see it? No. And I told him at that time, this guy was great.
Yeah.
I had nothing but the best principals that I've worked for.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I will not do that. I'm not going to have a girl do that.
So you had some input in changing the rules, relaxing them a little bit?
No.
No?
No.
Who was that up to? The board then or what?
A
Mike.
superintendent has to bring it to the board. Otherwise, the board is not the board really shouldn't be involved in the day-to-day operation.
I
They're
agree.
policy setters.
Right.
So it's up to a superintendent.
Okay.
We had some good superintendents after Bracken Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Brack Snow hired almost every one of us for a period of time. He just dug in, and that's when you had your strike.
Yeah.
And that strike was the worst part of my career because these people on the line were my friends.
Yeah, that's tough.
And you knew they were being taken for a ride. You saw, the press got into the teachers' meeting, and they're sitting there and they're pounding their chairs, just like you would see in certain other kinds of venues.
Wow.
And it was not the same people. A lot of these were docile kinds of people. Well, Brack Snow had a term that went, around here, the tail does not wag the dog.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't look at the big picture. And one of his key advisors, a man named Ron Wazinski, who later became a superintendent elsewhere, said, if you don't want to strike,
Mm-hmm.
give in now.
Ah.
If you're going to give in later, give in now.
Ah.
Because it wasn't worth it.
No,
It was
very divisive in the community.
Everybody, board members were threatened.
Yeah. Got pretty ugly.
It really did.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
teacher strikes, fortunately, are pretty much an issue from the past.
yeah. Now, you think very highly of our current superintendent, and that's Derek Fisher. Great guy.
Absolutely. Anybody who asked me, I said, you need to hire him. He's the man. He should have been the superintendent before.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a really
That's
great guy.
it's my very subtle comment.
Yeah. Yeah. His predecessor was divisive.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get him on the show again to see how things are going now at school. I think we're in person now, correct? Or is it still 50-50?
I think they're going back to a choice. I think they're going back to
choice.
hybrid.
Yeah, in person or still virtual.
You know, he's done some things. I have some contact with Walled Lake schools because my son works there.
Okay.
Derek's done some things that went even beyond. I mean, having those units in the classrooms that eliminate disease, bacteria.
Yeah. Yeah.
We installed one in the house for $700.
Oh, it scrubs the air like. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we have to believe what they sell us because
Yeah. Right.
no,
Yeah.
you know, can I see COVID? No.
Right.
Psychologically, I'm feeling good because it says within a half hour it'll get rid of virus, and in an hour it'll get rid of COVID.
Right. Right.
We
Yeah.
don't
I
have
don't.
very many people in the house either.
Yeah. I think everybody's knows someone who's been affected by COVID. We had a friend that died from COVID, and
Yeah.
it's a nasty, nasty disease. And when I see people that, just don't wear the mask because they don't want to, it's so disrespectful, I think.
Except that multiple religions push no mask,
Yeah. Well,
protect me, and it's a range. I mean, you had a Jewish wedding in New York.
mm-hmm.
About a third of them got COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian churches, same thing.
Yeah.
We've gone to 2 funerals in our family at St. Colette's.
Uh-huh.
This priest was a wonderment because he announced at the beginning, if you are sitting with somebody with whom you do not reside, move.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had all separated. The service
That's
could go on, the reverence for God and religion were respected, and so was the health.
Yeah. It is a tough situation right now, and we're just so polarized and divided. It's really sad, really is.
Yeah, I wish there were stories I could tell you, publicly about
Yeah.
some of my neighbors who have changed as a result of it. Very strict Christians, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, look, Mark, it's been really a pleasure. Anything else you wanted to cover tonight?
not a thing at this point. But I appreciate it. This has been fun.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to do it again, too. You can come back anytime.
I don't know if Tom is still on, but that's one of the best weather reports I've ever heard. Almost like the Weather Channel.
Yeah, he signed off. He's probably doing his homework now. He's good. He's very accurate, very detailed.
Well, I felt even better when you told me before that he was a Garden City grad.
Yep. Yep. And, going to U of M now, so to become a meteorologist.
Well, it'd be better if he was going to state.
No, not really.
Oh no.
Okay, see you, Mark.
I hope
We're winning the game tonight.
Thank you for having me, Mike. Good seeing you.
No, hey, hey, Mark.
Yeah.
So for them people who are interested in your newsletter, then you go to My Memories of Garden City on Facebook, correct?
Yes. Yeah, they can sign up. The only people we try not to put on is if they have no tie to Garden City.
Right.
To avoid anybody hacking that site.
Yes, yes.
So
Scott Archer, our last week's guest, who was the owner of Carrot Stick Sports, says he could listen to Mr. Gutman talk for hours. Please come back for another show.
my problem is I could talk for hours. Stay safe.
Oh, here. Why did you hesitate so long? Fun night.
We'll do it again.
Absolutely. Hey, you take care. Say hi to the wife. Stay safe and keep in touch, okay?
Of course.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Take care. Wow, what a good guy, eh?
Yeah.
A lot of great stories there. And some that he can't do publicly. That's funny. You got some good memories with him, right?
I do. He was one of the stronger, better people that I had associated with when I got on the school board. It was nice to have some reliable people that you could work with.
Yeah.
He really changed that district with the advent of a couple of new superintendents that went a long way.
Such a conscientious guy, though, boy.
Yeah, I think Mike Wilmot was the best superintendent I ever saw, but Derek Fisher is right in there with him.
Boy, he is. He really is. Yeah, Wilmot was really good too. That's for sure. All right, I'm going to do some COVID numbers here. Unfortunately, we still have those coming across the wire. We're up to 593,279 total confirmed cases in Michigan.
Mhm.
Total COVID deaths are 15,600 now. Daily confirmed cases today, 1,526. So
That's high,
they're ticking up. We went how many days under 1,000? I mean,
right?
we got to get back down there.
And that's
Right.
the problem with the people thinking we're doing good, and so they're relaxing. They're going along with the protocols, and
Yep. Well, that's the thing. Just because you're vaccinated, you can't let your guard down. That's for sure. And then we had 37 deaths today, but 29 of them were identified during a vital records review.
yeah, we're not getting very many new deaths each day. That's encouraging.
But let me tell you, I'm really impressed with the communities in Wayne County. I mean, other than Detroit, we don't know their numbers. But Garden City, they only had 2 cases today and no deaths. So that's looking good. Dearborn Heights had 6 cases, no deaths. We had no deaths at all in the county.
Wow.
Unless they did in Detroit. Like I said, I don't have their numbers. Dearborn is still quite high. They're still in double digits at 24. Inkster only had 1 case today, and Westland had 11, but no deaths. So yeah, the numbers are really looking much better in the county. So those are the COVID numbers. Also, I just wanted to mention the 2021 road construction map is out, and
that Garden City's road construction.
Garden City road construction map, and it will also be in the Garden City Buzz along with your water bill when you get that. So don't throw that out. You're going to want to check it out. There's a lot of roads that are going to be done this year. A lot of chip seals, concrete sectioning, asphalt. So you're going to want to check that out. So they are going to be starting that probably. If this weather holds out and starts getting warm, they'll start early.
Yeah.
Right?
Catherine on the schedule?
Oh, yeah. Catherine, all the way from Craig to Merriman is on. Yeah. We're going to seal us. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, you should. I really appreciate Donnelly.
Oh, yeah. Your street's really nice.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got Joe Bartley. We get him up now, and he's got some great tax tips. And then we'll get to Mike with some announcements. All right?
Okay.
Here we go.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tax Talk with Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. So tonight we're going to talk about a few issues that we see this time of year quite a bit. And the first one is you haven't got your W-2 yet from your employer, or it's generally a past employer. Now, the first thing you want to do, if you haven't got your W-2 yet, they should have been mailed to you. You should have them. Okay, first thing you want to do is contact your employer or the employer in question and inquire. Now, know exactly what did they tell you, and if they can reissue you one if, for instance, they say it got lost in the mail. Now, if that doesn't work and you come across a brick wall, you want to call the IRS and basically report it. And the number to call for the IRS is 1-800-829-1040. That's 1-800-829-1040. And they're going to want information on the employer, such as a name and address and phone number, that kind of thing. Now, the IRS is supposed to contact the employer and inquire. Now, if they cannot come out with anything, they are going to send you a form, a 4852 form for you to fill out, and you use that in place of your W-2. Now, when you fill that out, it's helpful if you have your last pay stub, because on it, they're going to ask for things like, what your wages were, and what you paid in as far as Social Security taxes, Medicare taxes, federal taxes, etc. So you'll need that information. Now, if it comes to the point to where you fill this out, you do your taxes, and then suddenly that W-2 turns up, you're going to have to amend your return. Now, that's not fun because then you're going to be charged to get an extra return done. Now, a lot of tax preparers aren't real keen on doing a return using this 4852. It's just that there's a lot of possibility for fraud. So we are always pretty careful with that. Now, if you haven't received your unemployment, or you have got an incorrect unemployment statement, which is a 1099-G, you want to get a hold of the state unemployment office from the state that you received it in and inquire as to where it's at. Now, unfortunately, remember, whenever you're calling any of these places, make sure you give yourself plenty of time because you are going to be on the phone for a long time.
Yeah.
So good luck, and just remember to have your patience on those days. So that does it for this week. I'm Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. My address here in Garden City is 29217 Ford Road, Suite 104. Phone number is 734-523-8291. And my email address is joe@jnjtaxesandmore.com. So if there's any topics that you'd like me to discuss briefly on the show, get a hold of Carrie and let him know, or myself, and I'll be happy to bring it up. Thanks a lot, and have a great week.
All right. Good information always from Joe Bartley, J&J Taxes and More. See you Saturday, Joe. We'll be there Saturday to see you. Just a quick update. 4 minutes to go. Michigan is beating Michigan State 64-38.
Sorry, Mark.
And the Tigers won today 8-2 over the Blue Jays. So
Yeah, I listened to that game.
yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, Mike, are you ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready, Carrie.
All right, here we go.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day.
Okay, it's time for some community announcements. So let's get Mike in here. Mike,
You know, it's a
away.
lie, 'cause
That'll be the day
when I die.
All right, good job. You haven't missed a beat there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a couple of things up here on the screen for you.
Okay. The Two Archer Salon, our guest last week, and Carrot Stick Sports invites you to their grand opening
Yeah.
Saturday, April 17th from 9 to 6. They're located at the old Carmack building,
Yep.
32431 Ford Road.
Yeah, here's a little information. Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Is this it? Yeah, this is it here. Just a little bit. I don't know if you can read that. Kind of.
Barely.
But anyway, they're going to have. We're going to have more information on this too. This is just a little tease for you. But
Yeah.
they're going to have raffles and virtual and tours and all kinds of stuff. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, it was some pretty impressive virtual tour we got last week.
Oh yeah, if you guys missed the show last week, you're going to want to check it out because they really, really did put
Yeah,
a
you
lot
would-
of work into that place.
You wouldn't recognize it from its previous use.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what else we got?
Okay, St. Thomas the Apostle Parish is having their fish fries. World famous fish fries began February 19th. It's going to run through April 2nd in the activities building from 4:30 to 7. Join us in a safe environment. You must wear a mask to enter. Great dinners, friends, and desserts. The menu is battered haddock dinner with fries or mashed potatoes and coleslaw and roll,
Yum.
$10. Baked haddock dinner with fries or mashed potatoes and coleslaw, $10. A combo dinner, fish, shrimp, and fries or mashed potatoes and coleslaw, $10 or $11. And a shrimp dinner with fries or mashed potatoes and coleslaw and roll, $11. Cheese pizza with applesauce is $3. Cheese sticks with sauce is $5, and macaroni and cheese is $3.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Carry-out dinners are available too, I guess.
Yep.
That's good. All right. The Garden City Soccer Club, they told me today, even though in-person registration is was done today, they can still go online and register. So, what's it say? GardenCitySoccer.com, I believe you can go to for more information.
All groups for girls and boys under 15.
Right. This is interesting here.
Yeah, interested in volunteering, apply to a city commissioner or board member. Volunteer boards and commissions include the Board of Review, Commission on Aging. We've got a vacancy there, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Downtown Development Authority, Elected Officials Compensation Commission, the Historical Commission, the Recreational Commission, the Planning Commission, and the Zoning Board of Appeals, which I was on for about 3 years.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can contact them at www.gardencitymi.org /255/elected-officials boards commissions.
Yeah. They can write that down. I don't know why they go with such a long.
One would assume that once you got partway into it, that the computer would be smart enough to figure out how to go give you the choices for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Garden City Hospital is celebrating Women's History Month, which is this month.
Yep. The whole month.
Thank you to all the women in medicine who have dedicated their lives to helping others. During Women's History Month, we celebrate you. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Marie Curie, a double Nobel Prize winner. There
Yeah.
aren't very many of them.
No, there isn't.
Show me the money.
This is at Maplewood.
Okay. The financial resources are virtual. Check out the Show Me the Money Day 2021 event page or gardencitymi.org to learn financial tips and tricks, as well as attend financial workshops for home buying, budgeting, and much more during March. Prize drawings held every Friday. Fill out the survey each week, and you will be entered into a prize drawing on every Friday in March.
Jerry Thorne he wants to thank everybody who helped out and participated in Drag Queen Bingo last week. Great job, Kiwanis.
Yeah, we raised $1,800 for the Kiwanis from that.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It was a good meal and good entertainment, if that's your style.
Yeah. Scott says, get your kids signed up to play soccer. They need to get out of the house. Yeah, exactly. Get out, that's for sure.
Got any other ones, Gary?
Yeah. Scott also says, thanks, guys. It was a ton of work. We are very proud of how we turned out. Can't wait to show everyone whenever they want to come back. Take a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
We will be in there too, Scott. So
yeah.
Hold on.
Cooking matters at the store. Shopping on a budget. Join us for free interactive online classes as we discuss reading nutrition facts labels, reading and using unit prices, the difference between fresh frozen and canned produce, identifying whole grains. This is going to be Thursday, March 18th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Sign up, contact Faith Bridges at 734-793-1849 or go to faith@gardencitymi.org. Receive a $10 grocery gift card for participating.
Wow, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Healthy cooking.
Open mic night, March 11th. $5 donation to perform. Supports Building Expansion Fund. We are Family friendly, kids 12 and under eat for free. Open mic will alternate Thursday nights. Join us for an evening of food, fun, and drinks. This is in the Notre Dame Lounge at 3144 South Wayne Road in downtown Wayne. Doors open at 5:30.
Yeah, I guess they're wanting to expand their building there. That's actually like the Knights of Columbus there. So
Okay. Oh,
fun night.
ice track at Gardens, RC ice track at Garden City Ice Arena starting in March. Starting March 7th,
Yeah.
9:30 to 10:30, beginners on the small track, 10:30 to 11:30, intermediate and big track, $10 entry, bring your own car or truck, rentals coming soon, electric vehicles only, 4x4 recommended, registration required, call 734-793-1882 to reserve your spot today.
Yeah, that's something new that they're going to be
Yeah,
doing over there. Kind of interesting.
Yeah,
All right, we got a couple of older ones here that we've been doing all month so far. Here's another one.
okay, preschool playtime at the Maplewood Community Center with fun activities, make new friends. Mondays from 9:30 to 11, $3 to drop in. Parents and kids of ages 1 to 4 come imagine, play, and create. Call 734-793-1877 for more information. In Garden City Parks and Recreation, sign up for Adult Kickball League today. Relive your childhood glory. Days on the playground. I didn't have a lot of glory on the playground as a child. With an adult co-ed kickball league. Don't have a team? No problem. Sign up as a free agent. Small group or full team. Leagues are 10 versus 10 with doubleheader games, 2 games per week. Call the Park and Recreation office at 734-793-1882 to sign up today. This is going to be on Friday nights from April 23rd to June 11th.
Cool. This is kind of nice right here for people.
Oh, yeah, I like this one.
This is a good one.
And for people who are having cabin fever, Parents' Night Out.
Yeah.
Maplewood Community Center will watch the kids while you get a break. It's March 12th from 5:30 to 9, starring St. Patrick's Day crafts, $10 a child, $5 a sibling. You got them registered by March 8th, so you only got a few more days. There'll be pizza, movies, crafts, games, fun. Call 734-793-1850 to register.
Yeah. Now, if you want to exercise a little bit, we got that too.
Cardio strength training, 9 a.m. on Saturdays. This is at the Maplewood Community Center.
Yep.
I'm having trouble reading the fine print. $6 drop-in,
Yep.
$10 residence for
$32 residents, 8 weeks. $40 non-residents, 8 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Drop-in badminton every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's more my speed, badminton. Starting February 4th, so it's been going on for a while.
Yep.
Maplewood Community Center, $3 drop-in, 50 and up. Learn to play for free on, well, that's already passed.
Right. And that's every Thursday. So it's from 10 to 12. So you can go and play badminton, then come home and rest and watch our show at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't think I need 8 hours rest to be up for our show, but okay. Garden City Parks and Recreation, yoga Mondays at 5 p.m., Fridays at 6:30 p.m. at the Maplewood Community Center. Usual address and phone number.
Right. We already did badminton, right?
Yep.
Library.
Garden City Public Library. I was going to get this one. It's in the marketplace.
Uh-huh.
Is open for limited browsing Mondays through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Check out these new services. Story Time to Go, sponsored by the Kiwanis. Reading booster packs. Tabletop games, take and make crafts. Technology to Go. Fitbits, Chromebook laptops, and Wi-Fi hotspots are all available under Technology to Go.
here's a relaxation, all the rules that are going to be going into effect for COVID restrictions. So,
Yeah, we're going to be restaurants and bars can be 50% indoor capacity, 100% maximum.
mhm,
Retail shopping is going to have 50% capacity.
mhm,
Entertainment venues, 50% capacity, 300-person maximum. Athletic stadiums and arenas that have less than 10,000 seats can have 375 persons.
mhm.
More than 10,000 seats can have 750 persons. Private residential gatherings indoor, 15 persons maximum from 3 households. Outdoors, 50-person maximum. Non-resident gatherings indoors, 25-person, and outdoor 300-person. Gym
Right.
fitness centers, 30% capacity. Casinos, 30% capacity. So
Right.
things are easing up in restrictions. I just hope they don't ease up too fast and have another backward spike.
Right. Doesn't mean that you want to relax. You're still going to have to wear your mask. You're still going to have to keep your distance and
Yeah.
wash your hands. So, for sure. All right. What else you got, Mike? The
Yeah.
March edition of the Marketplace is out.
Yeah, I got the new March edition of the Marketplace. You want to hold that up?
Yep, I got it right here.
Okay. Let me do just a few of these because
Covered quite a bit.
we've already covered some of them anyway.
Yeah, you get these at your favorite venues around town.
Right. Garden City Hospital is announcing coming soon their new Westland Community Health Center. Quality health care close to home. 24/7 emergency room with trauma and psychiatric capabilities, CT, X-ray, and lab service. It's going to be located at 35700 Warren Road in Westland.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice facility for sure.
Yeah, it's a nice expansion of
Yep.
our Garden City Hospital's openings and so forth. Here's some save the dates. Lucky Squirrel, third Saturday in May, June, July, August, and September. Westland's Farmer Market will be May 27th.
Mm-hmm.
And the Garden City Business Association's Music in the Park. We got 3 of them scheduled.
Yeah.
June 17th, July 15th, and August 19th.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed that we can have these events and do them
Yeah.
safely.
At least the Music in the Park is an outdoor venue, so that helps a little bit.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
I got some stuff on from the library, but you've already covered
Mm-hmm.
some of it. Every Wednesday, join Miss Kim for story time, 11 a.m. for preschoolers and 11:30 for older kids. Watch live on our Facebook page at Garden City PL, Public Library. Story-related coloring pages also available for pickup. New items for checkout. They are resuming accepting donations.
Okay.
It's the music at the library on Wednesdays only.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm just going to go about halfway through this.
Yeah, we'll save some for next week.
Right. Music in the Park, we already mentioned. Chili Cook-Off is tentatively scheduled for October 9th with Hot Rod and Motorcycle Show, so save that date. That's a biggie in Garden City. And I think that's all I'm going to do for tonight. I'll do the second half of things in the marketplace next week.
All right, sounds good. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of information tonight.
Yep.
And if you'd like to share any of that information, if you've considered being a guest on our show, or maybe you know someone that might be interested, if so, it's very easy. You can contact us through our website. Just go to gccommunitychat.com, send us your name, email address, and a brief message, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Or you can message us on our Facebook page or text us at 734-788-9319. During this time, you can do the show remotely and safely from the comfort of your home or office, just like we did tonight with Mark Gutman. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization And I'm extending that to all the GCBA members. If you'd like to come on the show, we'd love to have you promote your business. That's what we're here for.
Yep.
So you can share that information with us and the surrounding communities and contact us today. We'd love to hear from you.
There's a lot of new businesses that have been opening in the last 6 months or so too that
Yeah,
we'd be glad to give additional publicity to.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. I just want to make sure I got everybody. Yeah, we had a lot of people in there tonight. It was really great to see that.
Yeah. It's good to see Mark.
Yeah.
Even if it was virtual.
Yeah, he looked good. He's doing good. Seems to be happy. So, and he's staying safe. So that's good. Him and his wife.
Yeah, he said they got their COVID shots. You got yours.
Yep, they're all
Like you
set.
announced.
Yep.
I got the first one yesterday.
Yep. Get you.
Faye's got one scheduled for Monday, although we got to drive out to Macomb Community College to get it.
Well, it's worth it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And with that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a
Podcast.
special thanks to Mr. Mark Gutman. It was really a pleasure to have him on the show tonight.
Yeah.
Remember, for more information about the Garden City newsletter that he does, you can go on Facebook and search for My Memories of Garden City, and you can get hooked up there. Also, thanks to my co-hosts, Dr. Tom Iwinski and Mike Jones. You guys did a great job as always. And thanks to all of you for tuning in every week. We really appreciate it. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. And then a little later on, it will be up on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Community Chat Show. And if you go there, please check out our YouTube page, and we hope you'll help us get our subscriber numbers up a little bit. Be sure to click on the red subscribe button. We'd appreciate it.
Favorable ratings are always appreciated.
Ratings and reviews, all that's always appreciated for sure. You can check out tonight's show and all of our videos, especially if you tuned in late tonight, because there was a lot of good information. I don't want you to miss anything. Let's see. I just want to make sure there's no comments in there real quick. And as always, what we do at the end of the show, Mike, is we want to thank all the healthcare workers and first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day, right?
Yes, sir.
We can't thank them enough. Be safe, and we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. They've had a really, really long, tough job, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's going to get better. And when you see something,
Say something.
exactly. And don't forget, if you see any of these heroes, let them know. Thank them. Let them know how much you appreciate them. All right. The success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. But please support them safely. That means maintaining your distance and continue to mask up. They need that support now more than ever. Support them when you can. Remember, our restaurants and other businesses are open with some restrictions, and that doesn't mean you can't let down your guard. Continue to wear your mask, like I said, wash and maintain a safe distance, and we'll all get through this together safely. And if you see something, we already mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
Say something. For all your weather information, head on over to DopplerTomsWeather.com. He's got a great user-friendly website over there. We will see you right back here next Thursday, March 11th, live from Garden City on Facebook.com/GCChat. Mike, you have anything else you want to mention before we sign off?
No. You talk about things opening up. Party Animals got a trip going down to Comerica Park at the end of May.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's just almost sold out.
Okay. Jennifer Woody Rice says, great show. Thank you, Jennifer. Kathy Ward, you feel better. Take it easy, okay?
Yeah.
We want you healthy, that's for sure. Great show. You're the best.
Yeah. Thank you.
Scott Archer, yay, Garden City Business Alliance. Let's get our members on the air. Exactly. Scott is also the vice president of the Garden City Business
Right.
Alliance, so we're happy that he's in there at that position. So look, until next week, you guys take care. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, mask up, and good night.